Near mint condition, the home of collected editions.
That cover's so awesome.
Absolute format is the best way to own this store. Time to empty those wallets and fill those shelves. How's it going, all you minties? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. And join me today for my advanced overview of the Essentials Premiere Hardcover from the Lab Press Publishing. So let's go ahead and check out what this book is about. And welcome back, everybody. Now, before getting started, a big thank you to the folks at the Lab Press for sending us an advance copy of this new hardcover. And this is the Essentials right here. This is the Kickstarter version right here. Comes in a slipcase, the Lab Essentials Arnold Wyatt and volume number 1. It's got this gold foil on it and it's got this cloth feel to it. It's a very beautiful book. And this is the version that's going to be available in stores. There are variant covers, and those are the Essentials Glenn Fabry Premiere Edition with slipcase on the left-hand side. That one's limited to 100 copies and it's exclusive to comic book stores. That one has a release date of April 2nd. Then we have the Jason Howard Premiere Edition hardcover with the slipcase, and that is available on Lab Press's website. And then we have the Glenn Fabry line art edition with slipcase, and that's available through Lab Press's website as well. The Essential Audacious edition with the slipcase, also available at Lab Press's website, and the BILL SIENKIEWICZ Virgin Edition with the slipcase, only available through the Lab Press website. And each of those will have a different price. Now, the book itself has another gold foil up here, and it features the characters of Little Robot, Snuggles, and Buttons, which are not what you think they are. This book is a trip. And here's the spine, the Lab Essential. It's got a gold foil on it, Arnold, Wyatt, and number 1 right there. And this kind of gives you a little bit of a premise and the pitch as to what is in this book. But let me tell you something, it doesn't do it justice. This book is insanity, and I'm all here for it. And of course, the top billing, Luke Arnold, Chris Doc Wyatt, Glenn Fabry, Jason Howard, Vince Locke, and Andre Moody, M.K. Perker, Danny, and then Emma Price, and the Lab logo down there. So this is a new publishing company. So the very first thing I want to do is kind of compare it to an omnibus. Is compare it to the size of an omnibus. It is actually a little bit taller and just a tad bit longer than an omnibus from Marvel or DC. You can see a little bit better here, just a little bit taller than this omnibus right here. Now what I'm going to do is crack this hardcover open and talk about exactly what is collected in this Premiere Edition hardcover and see if there's any extras. And of course, with the Volume 1, if the story leaves you on a cliffhanger, and of course I'll explain what the story is and we'll look at the artwork. Alright, so let's go ahead and crack this book open. And the other thing I forgot to mention when I was going through all the covers is that this edition right here will be available at all comic book stores on February 19th with the slipcase for $49.99, and then in bookstores on February 25th. So here we have the title page and then the credits right here. So you have Luke Arnold and Chris Doc Wyatt, Jason Howard, Vince Locke, Glenn Fabry, Andre Moody, M.K. Perker, and Danny. And then your colors like Brad Simpson, Wesley Wong, and Dee Cunniffe. And N-World lettering right there. And your cover artist, of course, and Chapter 1, Finding My Own Way Out. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you, the description of this book does not do it justice. It's insanity, and I'm all here for it. The description of the book made it seem like... I love reading descriptions after I read the book. It makes it seem like it's a sort of horror book, right? Like it's a take on a horror spin where a toy comes to life, and it's inhabited by a evil being or an evil demonic force. No, that's not what's happening here, sort of. All right, we start off at the very beginning with this couple. We have Jen right here and her husband, and they're trying to get food for their kid and themselves. And what she ends up doing is getting this little unicorn right here because her daughter needs it. Like she's collecting them, and we have to have some kind of normality in this world that is ran by zombies. So immediately I thought, okay, we've seen the zombie story. What the heck has this got to do with these toys in the front? So what ends up happening is they end up going home, and Jen sees her daughter, and she gets excited because she sees this little unicorn. And by the way, this does have mature themes, mainly due to the violence and mainly due to the language. So she realizes that her daughter, who's built this little box right here, she's like, where'd you get the wood? Oh no, it's the window. Now the zombies are getting in. The zombies start getting in, and the husband's like, oh my gosh, Jen, it's too late. They're going to kill us, and I myself don't want to turn into a zombie. I think we should just find our own way out. And I mean, he starts talking about, killing them and killing himself. And there's a reason for that. I mean, it's dark, right? And what ends up happening? None other than our main hero, this ridiculous outfit right here, the scientist named Harris Pax, comes breaking in and says, wait, I've got some good news for you. None of this is real. So immediately you're thinking, wait a second, is this like some kind of like dreamlike sequence, or maybe she's kidnapped by some aliens and they're forcing her to dream about this stuff, or it's some kind of danger room? Nope, it's not. What it turns out to be is explained through here, and it's an awesome idea. I really dig this. So Harris explains that none of this is real, that the real world, Earth, is ending. It's coming to an end because reality as we know it is being destroyed, and the humans that are still alive are put in these dreamlike sequences that they've built themselves, but none of them is real. Until they admit that none of it is real, they can't leave here. So there are rules that these aliens, known as the guides, can't harm the humans. So that's why the husband was trying to get her and, to kill herself and the kid and him. So Harris immediately blows his brains out, and she's like, you just killed my husband. What the hell? Turns out, nope. None of this is real. So the aliens can inhabit different, not just humans, but also inanimate objects like the little unicorn there. So in a series of flashbacks, we get to find out exactly what Harris is talking about. And he's figured out an equation that the universe and the theory of everything is wrong, and it's coming to an end unless he can get everybody to help out and get to a bunker, if you will. He even goes to his own family, where he's got his niece Joy and his brother and his sister here. And Harris is like, come on, you got to come with me. I built this bunker that we can all stay. So he sends out a notice that, hey, the world is coming to an end. Everything you know is going to go away. Please come to this location. And nobody shows up, including his own family. Like, he ends up taking the little suitcase from his niece Joy, because she's like, I'm ready to go. I packed everything. And she never came. Nobody came. As a matter of fact, when he goes out there, he tries to see this young lady, tries to help her in. Reality is bending. It's twisted. It's kind of like The Incursion, in case you've read some of the Jonathan Hickman stuff. And that's what's going on through here. The world, everything is falling apart. And it gets really deep into the mathematical equations and the science behind that. I dug the hell out of that. So Harris feels alone, and what ends up happening is that the three little creatures that you see at the very beginning were inside of the suitcase, his niece's suitcase, and they come alive. So he's like, what the hell, am I dreaming? No, it turns out that these beings can inhabit, like I said, inanimate objects and things like that. So you have the character of Buttons, and you have Snuggles, that's what he calls him in Little Robot. And he proves to them that, life isn't about just experiencing. You have to feel it. And it's a really cool, deep, and psychological study on what it is to be like a human being. And the way that they experience it is, one of them, Buttons, later on inhabits the body of the dead girl that was outside, and she starts to experience eating and swallowing and teeth and the tongue. So their job now is to go out and rescue people like Jen and her daughter. And the book does end on a cliffhanger, and that's all I will say about it. That is the pitch. The rest of the overview, I want to look at what's on the back here, and we have the bios on the creators. And then, of course, the covers here. So these are original graphic novels from this new company, and that is the Lab Press. And this is the first book they did. They did a Kickstarter, and it was a super successful Kickstarter, and I'm hoping to see more and more of their books out. I love the idea of just original graphic novels. So I'd like to interview the folks over there on the channel soon. Then your end sheet's right here, and 176 pages. It is sewn binding, and you've got a ribbon right here, bookmark ribbon, and printed in this thick matte paper stock. And we saw the size a little bit earlier. But that is it. That's the essentials. That, as they say, is that. If you're interested in purchasing this hardcover, don't forget to check out our sponsor, cheapgraphicnovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And that was the content and page count and build of this hardcover edition. Let me know in the comments down below if this kind of stuff interests you, if you've heard about some of the creators in here. Surely you have if you've been reading comics for a while. And of course, what you thought of the final product. Let me know all those comments down below. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. Everyone, stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.